All right, so what this is I am on Three Ridges Events property, and I'm just going to show you. So like I've shown some of the other areas, but I'm going to show you kind of what I'm working on right now, which is marking out some spots on this obstacle. And the obstacle area is this. You can see that's a big rock. So the plan is, so this isn't really a trail. This is more like an obstacle area for Jeeps and recreational overlanders or whatever to test their metal on parts of the trail. So if I've marked a tree wrapped with caution tape, that means save it, don't cut it. And if it's like in here, you see it's all looped, like leave that little one, we don't need to cut that. And then so the rock what I'm looking at, let's see if I can, is this ledge here. All right, so we get rid of these three little trees there. This one big leaner here, it's pretty much ready to go anyway, so we might as well just get it out of there. And then that gives us access to this whole ledge, which is 3 to 4 feet depending on where you are. We'll save this tree over here. But what you have then, and then you have like this area over here where you can go down. There's a rock, huge whale rock over there that we can go on. Wyatt and Dana opened up some of that for us. And so what I'm looking at here is, so we got like paths that we can drop down. So like here, I don't know if you can, how well this is seeing this, but there's rocks going down there. And then as it erodes, I'm sure it'll get even better. And we can have a path here, and then from here we can go up. So like, most Jeeps aren't going to be able to just go straight up this thing, but that's why I'm thinking, they could come in here, kind of hit this at an angle, and then get up. And then that little tree back there can get cut, and that other little tree. And then you can take a right and get on top of this whole rock here. See, there's like a little hole there, but you can ride that whole rock, and then you can come down this edge if you want. We can have a trail going, shooting between those trees down there to drop down if you want, or you can continue straight in between. You see yellow ribbons, and then you've got some more rocks to climb over. Challenge yourself with. And at this point you can turn down here, right? And you can go in between these trees and then break down. Or you could come down that rock here, take a left, come back up this. So like you have these rocks on the ground that you can just, go over. And if you want, so like you see those rocks there. Everything's bigger in person. Just remember that. But like here we can go over these rocks, and this goes down, and then there's a rocky edge on the backside too. Now, some of the cool stuff with this is like we clear out these little pines here and this little skinny thing, right? And then it opens up this whole area down to the bottom. So we could, and we can come up from the creek bed right up here, or you've got that those trees, those big trees over there, come up there, and then shoot up the side of this, or right where I'm standing and then turn up, or here. So it's like you have multiple paths. This is a huge area, so you can support a group, you know, of like, depending on if you're all together, you know, it's probably 10 rigs or more. And some could be watching and helping and guiding, and some could be doing the trail. So you see like that rock between these trees over here, you can go between those trees. So I've got the ribbon there just basically saying don't cut those trees, but what I am thinking is this is a nice rock obstacle coming through here, and then you see all these rocks here, and then again it can go down into the creek bed, or you can take this and you turn, you get back up on the top, which is kind of like the whole whalebone of this rock formation. But you see that this dips down, and then I have not gone that far yet, but that whole thing in the distance is another rock whaleback that we'll get to open up at some point. But right now I'm thinking this is a pretty huge chunk, because, you know, some of what I want, or what I envision, if people are willing to help, like we move this log to some place, it's already split into two, but we move it so it's out of the way, someplace either to line a trail or just be out of the way, just like all the branches and trees that we cut, so that this area is relatively pretty clear. Yeah. And then if you look down, you can kind of see way down in that creek bed down there. Like we're envisioning a trail that comes up. There's rock on that other side. But the trail can come up through the creek bed to join all this stuff. And if you know where, you know, Gumdrop Hill is, that's right up, this creek bed goes right up to Gumdrop Hill. And so it would kind of connect all these little obstacles together. And it's like you could have like, you know, groups of, you know, 10, 12 over here and 10, 12 up there, and then that other rock, and then you guys could all rotate. So I mean, you could have like 30 Jeeps back here easy, if you were being responsible and respectful of everybody and careful and safe and, you know, all the regular stuff we're supposed to do. Practice what we preach, not litter. But this looks like another steep climb, and I'm not sure what's under all this dirt and muck, but I'm sure after we come down it or climb up it a few times, we'll find out what the rocks look like. But that looks exciting. I kind of like that. I like climbs and drops, and kind of my thing. Again, we're down by the creek bed and we're looking up, and you can see, so we've got like a couple dead trees right here. That's dead on one side and skinny little thing on the other. But that could be removed. This dead one, this one could be removed, and then you have access to coming up this whole thing. So not only could you enter from the other side, you could exit off that too. So you could climb up and then drop off it. This one's pretty steep, so, you know, you could probably off to the right climb up this thing here. Right up here to the left where it's a little steeper, might not be able to unless you're in a buggy or something. But again, that's kind of what I'm envisioning for this area. It looks like, I mean, there's so much potential for just fun here. And being able to do things, to test things in your Jeep. And this isn't necessarily like these obstacles aren't like a trail where we just ride for 40 minutes or whatever, right? But we'll have plenty of trails in here too, I think. But I think the main thing is like it's kind of neat having different challenges, and like just this area here, you know, you can just tell, just look at that rock. Like, that's a serious rock. And you know, to come up it, that's a good challenge. Come down it a lot easier, especially when the trees are gone. But I don't know. So I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking. Give people an idea of what's going on out here. And Mike offered to find some willing volunteers, and I'm an old fart and I'm willing to have volunteers. And Dana and Wyatt, the property owners of Three Ridges Events, they're willing to have our help as a club, not just randos, but of course sign waivers and everything too, make sure we're safe, but that we behave responsibility, and that we know we're responsible for ourselves, and nobody gets hurt doing any of this. We all go home, and when we're done and it's all cleaned up, I mean, you know, of course we all get to, you know, figure out how this trail works, and you know how these obstacles work, and so then we'll be able to do this. But I think this would be a good day's work, and if we can do more, then maybe we map out some more for some other future time. But I'm willing to accept some help with that. But it's nice that Dana and Wyatt have entrusted me to this area here, and I'm entrusting whoever comes out and help to make sure that we do what's in their wishes. And Wyatt and Dana, they might be coming out on our work day, and I'm expecting it mostly to be our work day to be on a weekend, because most people can't take off during the week. But I guess this is my plea for help. You can kind of see that all that caution tape back there. Let's see if we got it. Get in there. This camera is difficult, but that caution tape back there, Michael was kind enough to get me that, so I could kind of help mark the trails. But again, it's like basically, you know, so I'm not doing a trail, I'm doing an obstacle, so it's a little harder for me to mark it. But when we get people out here, I plan on talking and explaining the vision, so that not everybody is just running around here just doing whatever and we're not lost. I want people to be able to, you know, that signed up to help and work and cut trees on an obstacle and clear trees on an obstacle and clean up on this obstacle, get a chance to do that without me interfering with your ability to work. So I want to set it up so it's fairly simple that way. And then at some point, then we'll have a connecting trail from here to out the back. I guess there's two more rocks after this one, so I kind of pointed you to the one, and then there's one after that, and I guess there's kind of a really cool spot you can get pictures on too, so that'll be kind of neat to finish.